Good morning, New York City. It is about 7:50 a.m. and I'm off to coach some leaders. Coming up in 3, 2, 1. Oh, they looked back, honey. They looked back. So I'm on a lunch break from class, and I just realized that I intended to start a Fan Mail Friday sort of thing, and I didn't do that. I want to say, well, I didn't have any questions, but I'm not sure if I did. I didn't really create that for myself so that I could look forward to it and set it up. But nothing wrong. I'm just going to start from new and declare that Fridays, I'm going to do Fan Mail Fridays, either for the whole episode or for a part of it. And so if you guys ever have questions or something that you would like for me to talk about or elaborate on or answer, I will do that in my Friday episodes. So for my lunch break today, I actually came to 33rd Street, where I managed to find the Cinnamon Snail, who I used to be a baker for. And I love that there's this sort of Facebook outline silhouette here of Adam Sobel, the creator of Cinnamon Snail. And I'm just going to leave you with his quote here. If you don't love puppies, rainbows, and unicorns, you will hate our food. Those are words to live by.
Let's take a look at what I got from the Cinnamon Snail. We got the Thai miso tofu. Looks like it's on a pretzel bun with just a whole lot of good stuff. I didn't realize it had, are those mushrooms? No, perfect. Those are Brussels sprouts. Excellent. Brussels sprouts, arugula, black sesame seeds with the Thai miso tofu and some arugula and a wasabi mayo.
I cannot even explain how good that tastes. It tastes like perfection and completion.
Every time I find a dime, it's God's way of telling me, have patience and faith, money is coming.
Whenever I get a drink at Starbucks and they ask my name, I always tell them the same thing. My name is Go Vegan, and I'm really hard of hearing. And then I wait until the third time they call my name before I get my drink. It's so awesome. I don't know, it's just, I really feel I belong here.
Go back to Party City where you belong.
This is what a bold leader looks like. This is what a bold leader feels like. And this is what a bold leader acts like. My morning started at 6:45. I woke up, I had a good breakfast, I left on time, I was there on time, I was in my seat, ready to go. Had a great day. And then immediately after, I booked it to my photo shoot. I was trying to catch the E train heading uptown, only because of yesterday's events. There was no E train heading uptown, which of course, long story short, I didn't realize until I was already standing on the platform. I entered the platform from the downtown side and then crossed underneath to the uptown side, therefore bypassing any signs that would have told me that it wasn't coming. If I had entered from the proper side, I would have known that it wasn't coming because there were signs right there as you're trying to get in. Oh well, anyway. I just got in communication immediately with the theater company, and I just told them, hey, I'm about to take a cab. I'll be there shortly. There's a bunch of like unmarked cabs in New York City, and if they're not supposed to pull over and stop to pick up passengers. I don't know if a lot of New Yorkers know that, but they're not supposed to do that. Only yellow cabs can stop and pick people up. So two of them pulled over, and I told them where I was going. They're like, $35. I'm like, absolutely not. Yeah, it's not a $35 trip. Don't try to scam people and make money out of out of a tragedy that happened yesterday. You're taking advantage of that. It's dishonest, you know. But at any rate, finally, and I was still just I emailed the theater company. I gave them my word, and I said, hey, I'm in an Uber. My Uber's on its way. My ETA is 7:20. Now the show started at 7. They said they'd probably start at around 7:05, 7:10 latest, and they knew I was coming late. But I had already emailed them to give my word that I would be there at 7:20. And then while I'm waiting for my Uber to arrive, I get a notification saying my Uber canceled. And apparently a lot of Uber drivers will do that. They'll say yes to your fare because they want to pick you up before anyone else says yes to the fare. But the guy hadn't even completed his previous transaction. And I'm noticing on the map it says it's a 4-minute estimate. 3 minutes later, he still hasn't moved. And I was even about to call him and say, stay where you are, I'm gonna walk to you. Because he was like around the corner and 2 blocks away. And right before I got a message that he canceled the trip. Which leads me back at square one. And this is after I'd already given my word that I was on my way and would be there in 20 minutes. Luckily, right then, someone returned their city bike at a city bike dock. Which meant that, now you have to understand, I was in a sweater and a long sleeve, button down shirt, very heavy, sweaty kind of outfit with dress shoes, not dressed for biking, right? Add to that, I have a messenger bag hanging on the front of me, and on the back of me, a 25 pound camera bag full of all my gear. And with that on me, I biked like a bat out of hell to get to the theater. And I made it there right at the minute that I said I would be there. Why? As a function of my word. That's how. And why? Because I said so. Because I gave my word and I held myself to it. So I got there, photos went well. They need the photos tomorrow morning, which means that I have to stay up editing them. I already did half of the work, now I gotta just edit them a little bit more when I get home. And now I have to go and share that meeting that I was talking about. It's the midnight meeting, and I did create a list for coverage so that if anything ever comes up, we can email the group and be like, hey, can anyone cover tonight? And around 11 o'clock, I'm like, I am sitting here at my computer falling asleep. And I still have an hour of work to do when I get home editing these photos. And my sister's in town, which I didn't know. She like surprised me last minute and said, "Hey, I'm in town." Pardon me, guys. Thank you. You know, it's a little pet peeve of mine when people are just like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna stand on the entire sidewalk." Like, I want all of it. Once, fun story. Once I was in full drag and running late to a gig, and I'm like walking. I am like walking like a hooker out of hell to get to the gig, and there's a lot of very narrow sidewalks in New York City, where like as you're walking, like there's a door stoop that kind of juts out onto the sidewalk, and then like right across from it there's like a tree with a big old planter around it that also kind of takes up a lot of sidewalk space. So there might only be like 2 feet of actual sidewalk that you can walk down. And there was like one guy and like an old elderly couple standing in that little patch of sidewalk, just standing there having a conversation. And they can see me coming down the street, but they don't move. They just stay there finishing their conversation. And like walking, clacking rather, in my heels, 7 feet tall, big old hair, big old hips and booty. I'm walking and like a healthy distance from them, like 20 feet before I got there, I just announced, I'm like, drag queen coming through, drag queen late for a show coming through, and you all look like bowling pins to me. There's something about announcing that you all look like bowling pins to me that communicated very, very effectively. They were like, oh, that is a very clear visual. I am the bowling pin in this situation. I don't want to get knocked over by that drag queen who is a bowling ball to me. And like the Red Sea, they just parted. There's one thing New Yorkers, at least I can speak for myself, but I think all New Yorkers agree with this. We will patiently wait in line, or New Yorkers say wait online, which I hate. Hi, hello. Hi, hello, hello, hello. I had one subscriber who says that she's uncomfortable when I do that, but here's the thing. You might think that these people passing by hear me. First off, he's wearing headphones. Secondly, I'm saying hi, hello. That's it, that's all I'm saying. And third, like, it is actually not illegal in any way to film people when you're out in public. It's just not. So now if I did put the camera up in their face and I was like outright objectifying them, I think that would be kind of gross. But I really don't think there's anything bad about pointing out like, oh my God, that person is attractive. So I did get that feedback today, lovingly, I should add, very, very lovingly and constructively. But as a people pleaser, I hear that and I think, oh, well, I want to take that out then because I don't want to offend anyone. But to be honest, if I always come from that concern, then at a certain point, I'm just diminishing my self-expression, which I don't want to do. So I do appreciate that feedback, but I'm probably going to continue doing that because I have fun with it and other people have fun with it. So anyway, so bowling pins, blah, blah, blah. What I was saying, and I'm going to run because I'm almost here, is so my sister's in town, so I'm seeing her tomorrow, which means I can't really sleep in tomorrow. I'm gonna meet them around noon or 12:30, which means, you know, if I'm up till 3 in the morning, which is very likely, I can just get 8 hours of sleep and then wake right up and get to work. Not get to work, go see my sister. So at any rate, it's just a very, very late night on the same day as I had a very early and very full and very demanding day. You can only imagine, like, one of the hardest parts of my day was having to bike feverishly with like 30 pounds of gear across town through midtown traffic. The day after a possible act of terrorism and the day of the president coming to the UN, so everything was closed down and traffic everywhere. So like, at any rate, the whole point is like bold leadership. Like, I'm here to chair this meeting because I said so. And, you know, it doesn't matter that I'm tired, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter that I'm tired because where I'm going to get my energy from is from my leadership. Not from a Red Bull, not from an extra 30 minutes of sleep, but from my leadership. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye. If there's time to record this last little bit before the meeting starts, I'll say this one last thing. Today, sort of at the completion of the weekend course, just for this coaching program, they have this cute little thing where all the coaches sort of put on like a little musical production. I mean, we just do like 2 little songs and 2 little skits. So I was in one of the productions. Now, I'm a trained dancer. I tap, you know, a little bit of ballet, light jazz, etc. You know, like the prerequisite musical theater experience. I'm not like a dancing queen though. I'm not like someone who, you know, does like, you know, like, oh my god, I'm gonna turn it out and do cartwheels and flips. But I'm really constrained around dance and movement. Like, I'm not the kind of person who's like, oh my god, I love this song, turn it up, I gotta dance, I gotta boogie. Not at all. I like to shut down. But one thing that really came up for me this weekend is that the nature of transformation isn't like you take a person and then add something to them, or, you know, change or fix something about them. It's literally like this is me, here I am, I'm right here, and now I'm not here. Like, there's me, and then there's no me. What I mean by that might sound really weird if you're not like, you know, whatever. Like, if I'm like with my nieces and nephews, and I'm there when I'm with them, if like I'm there, then who's there is me, rather than who's there is my nieces and nephews. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to like explain it in other terms, but it's kind of like I would almost explain it like being self-conscious. You know, like there's too much of me in the room. There's too much of me present in the moment. And we all know that feeling when something just sort of goes by itself, right? When something just sort of happens and it's kind of like you weren't there. Like, have you ever had the experience of you're like giving someone advice, or like listening to someone and helping someone deal with like an emergency or a problem or a heartbreak, and it feels like you weren't even there? Like, God just spoke through you, the words just magically appeared, and you were just like a conduit for it. You know what I mean? That is the experience of transformation. So literally, transformation is Ben, no Ben. Ben, no Ben. That is transformation. And there were moments today where it was time to perform and be on stage. And it wasn't like perform like we're all going to do pas de bourrée, turn, leap, touch, right? It was like just boogie, feel the music, like feel cool. That is not what I do. That is not the kind of dancer I am. But I didn't even think about it. I was just like dancing, and I looked cool, and I felt cool. I've never had that in my life, ever. And it was one of those moments of like where I had the experience of transformation. Like, I wasn't there. What was there was bliss. What was there was dancing. You know, what was there was music and expression, not Ben, you know, not the bag of skin I label as Ben wasn't like plunked down there with his whole history and issues and thoughts and feelings and consideration. All that was there was just dance and expression and joy. It was really beautiful. It was really beautiful. Anyway, this video has gone on long enough today, but I just really wanted to share that. That's one of those dreams that in the back of my head I believe is not possible. Like, it's not possible for me to ever become a person who just boogies. But today I boogied and it felt good and I liked it. Alright, bye. Alright, it's 3:09 a.m. All my work is finished. I just need to edit this video and go to bed. And yes, in case I didn't say so before, I did my morning pages today. I did 1 minute 20 seconds of mountain climbers. It killed me. And I did 22 push-ups. So there we go.